Hi, Faith. Love you too. When I found out, I told one of my good buddies, Jimmy, and Jimmy, we describe him as more than man, but less than human. All right, he's 5'7", but he gets this high on the rim. He's the guy that when you say, all right, let's play 2 out of 3, and he loses, he says, let's go 3 out of 5, 4 out of 7, 5 out of, just doesn't quit, right? And he has the emotional range of a thimble. When I told him I had cancer, Jimmy got choked up. Something I've never seen in my life, all right? In addition to that, one of my neighbors, hockey guy, hockey coach, played hockey, big rough and tumble ex-police officer, comes knocking on the door. I open the door. He says, hey, heard something's going on. What? He says, yeah, I heard you had a skin condition. I kind of looked at him straight. Skin? What? Yeah, I heard you had a Hodgkin. And then he gave me a big old bear hug. All right? So you kind of do learn who cares. One of the other people that I talked to, we had another friend, not a big on emotional type person either. And she right away offered, when am I taking you to chemo? All right? And then the last little story to share with you is about the caring of men, because men, we are so emotional, right? How the guys on my soccer team, besides laughing at me on how I played soccer, they referred to me as CB. Anybody want to guess? Cancer boy. That's how we show emotion with the guys. So here I was, but they did enjoy it because I was running around with my bald pony head, all skinny. Okay, well, the skinny part hasn't changed. With my bald pony head, and they say, well, that's just a bad sign of things. Here we got cancer boy running around. He's running circles around us. So I've learned quite a bit in terms of people that cared. So it has kind of done some things for me in terms of leading to a better life. I've got to meet all you great and wonderful people. I've got to be involved in a wonderful team and training organization. And what it has done is really made my life immeasurably better. So I have learned a lot because I had to go through cancer. All right. Now we've got a couple others. Now Stephen's been up here. Stephen was diagnosed at the age of 32 with a grade 3 anaplastic astrocytoma, which is a brain tumor. He was given a death sentence by his oncologist here in Tampa. All right, so think about that. Again, and as I'm saying this, we're going to bring these guys out here. And actually, Stephen, if you want to kind of step out here while we're doing it so that they see you there. But so that's why we're here, is because we don't want anybody to have to hear those words of, you have cancer. All right? Anyway, so the oncologist he worked with, he had completed his residency at MD Anderson in Houston, and he determined that he needed to have the tumor removed immediately. So he made a call, and the following week, think about this, 1 week, he was having brain surgery in Houston. All right? After surgery, he went through 6 weeks of intense radiation before he came back to Tampa. Then he continued with 6 months of chemotherapy. And you don't want to wish chemotherapy on anybody. All right? He was doing that at MD Anderson in Orlando. Now he is cancer-free since that point, and he's got his 10-year follow-up appointment. Actually, I just heard he got his diagnosis right here, all set. He's all clean. 10 years, that's a big deal. He said it's been frustrating and challenging, but he knows he's going to continue to fight until there is a cure. Now, Megan, you want to step on out here? All right, she's getting suited up. Whenever you're ready. Now, Megan, a little different. She never asked for details, in terms of her diagnosis, right? She basically refused to think she was sick. And what she did is she simply interrupted the doctor and said, fix it. All right? I don't care what you do, just fix it. And he did. So now she tells us that she wasn't the easiest patient. For us that know her, find that a little hard to believe. All right? But after, she felt terribly about how she was, and after she finished her 18 weeks of chemo and her month of radiation, get this, she took cookies and apologized to the nurses. The story gets better, though, because she continued to do that for 5 years until a point that they said, please stop bringing us cookies, you're making us fat. Yep, That sounds like our Megan. Now, Shirley, come on out here, Shirley. Why don't you come out with her, Chandra? All right. Now, Shirley was diagnosed, is 65, and she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2011. She was told her treatment would be brutal, and that she was too far gone for radiation. She endured the initial treatment and 2 years of maintenance chemo, and during that time, she has never once said that she had cancer, and she still refuses to say so. All right. In December of 2013, she told her doc she no longer needed it and gave back her infusion port. All right, so for those not familiar, it is a port that is inserted into your vein so that they can plug the chemo in easily. All right, so that's an awesome step. She has been very grateful for the prayers and the love and the support of her family and her churches and her friends and the wonderful staff at LLS and the Florida Cancer Specialist. Now, is Kate here or no? We don't have, is Kate? Do we have Kate here? All right, we had another one, and this is really kind of sad, but we had, Leah was going to partake with us, and Leah is 12, and she was diagnosed with leukemia on her 7th birthday. All right, not much of a birthday present, right? 7 years old. Now she is currently in remission. Her chemotherapy, though, has left her with several disabilities and challenges, and she's working to overcome them. So the big thing, though, is that she's moving forward, and she returned to school for the first time in 5 years. So she's living in West Chase now and in 7th grade, and she was the LLS Girl of the Year. Would have been great to have had her here today, but given all the challenges she's been through, on top of that, today she broke her elbow. All right, so she was not able to coming out with her mom. Now you'll notice that we've got a few others up here. We've got Chandra, who is Shirley's daughter, and we've got Victor, who is Stephen's husband. Now, why they're up here, because this is a survivor song, right? And why they're up here is because a lot of people don't understand. They hear about the cancer person, and they went through treatments, and they're the survivor and the one with cancer. Well, sometimes I think it's harder on the loved ones, because they can't help. Think about if you were Leah's mom. You don't know what her pain is. You don't know how she hurts. You don't know what she's going through, and you're powerless to help. And like Victor, he's had to sit back every time Stephen has gone in for an annual checkup, and he's had to worry about, oh no, is it back? All right? So that's why they're up here. Everybody up here is a survivor and has had to deal with cancer. So that's what this next song is all about. And please, get loud, get wild, get crazy, and join in and help us out with this.